Alright, next up is Herbo. I just got finished with a video on Casanova. Now it's Herbo. I can't hardly keep up with uh, everything that's going on with the rappers these days. What's going on? Y'all can't chill out with the COVID. You know, you should have had some money saved up, but it seemed like it's a lot of scamming going on. Scamming is the new thing. Yeah, the government was giving out money for the pandemic, you know, through the SBA and unemployment pandemic. If you don't qualify for this stuff, um, you know, if you apply and some of the questions doesn't pertain to you, or you know, back out of the situation, because all of this SBA stuff and all of this stuff like that is federal. I mean, everybody's gonna try to put in their applications and get whatever monies that they can, because right now it's like a lot of businesses are shut down, or you know, cut off a lot of their employees. You know, a lot of employees is working remotely at home, or what have you. So people is trying to find ways that they can make it. And then with the rappers, it's a situation where they wasn't doing no shows, or the shows was slowing down, or whatever the situation is, because you know, you couldn't have a crowd gathering, or else it would spread the COVID, you know. So I guess a lot of rappers are suffering right now, but you know, when you get your money, you gotta save up. You gotta go ahead and buy your house, because you know, first of all, once you get up out the hood and you become famous and a celebrity, and you all over the internet and TV and stuff like that, you can't come back really to the hood. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing you're gonna want to do is get you a spot. You know, um, get you a safe place to live out of the hood. Make sure that you're paid up like a year, or something like that, or 6 months. You know, in this situation here, in this disaster, this is like a disaster situation. But obviously, I guess because of, you know, the streaming is not paying well as far as, you know, record sales is concerned. You know, we don't have record sales like in the 90s, where, you know, people going to the stores and, you know, buying CDs, or you know, buying the records, the albums from the stores or anything like that. Everybody just like streaming it freely. So a lot of artists is getting money from streaming, but it's really not really that much, and obviously it's not really covering, you know, because these rappers that we're looking at as successful rappers, rappers that made it, like if Herbo haven't made it and Casanova hasn't made it, like, you know, um, how is that going to give inspiration for anybody else that's up and coming, if these guys that's been splurging money, jewels, and traveling and doing all of that other stuff, all that other good stuff, um, really their lifestyle haven't been financed by their success in the hip hop, in the hip hop game, that they have to do things like scamming and fraud and all kind of stuff like that. Then what does that say for everybody else that's trying to make it in the game? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, what you're reaching for is not really real. It's like the money is not, it's not really there no more. So you probably better off just getting a regular job and being successful, because if you get any kind of like fame and you could no longer be in your hood, but the money isn't actually coming like people think it's coming to you through your music, then you have to resort to other things in order to, maintain your lifestyle. It seemed like what G Herbo has gotten himself caught up in. I don't know if it's just from, since this coronavirus came and stopped people's shows. People been living show to show, like like paycheck to paycheck, like so with the shows slowing down, or probably coming to a complete halt. Um, a lot of rappers aren't able to maintain a lifestyle, so they're resorting to other things. But don't get caught up in this unemployment fraud and SBA. It's even I applied for the SBA loan. They said I wasn't qualified. You know what I'm saying? My business didn't qualify for it, so I backed out. According to how I answered the questions. I answered the questions correctly, precisely, that pertains to my business, and they said that I didn't qualify. You understand what I'm saying? So I just, like backed out. There's some questions that I could have answered differently to make them think that, but I didn't want to do that, because when you're dealing with the SBA, you're dealing with the federal government. So you don't really want to play around with that. You know what I'm saying? But some of the things that G Herbo has brought up on, they saying he used stolen ID, credit card information, stolen credit cards for trips in private jets and limos, high-end cars and designer puppies. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a vacation to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I've had cards, people, unemployment cards, accidentally come into my mailbox, and I just threw it back down in the lobby, because I'm not trying to play with nobody else's name. And the other thing is, too many cameras out here. Like, how do you expect that you're really going to get away with that stuff? You know what I'm saying? You can't possibly think that you're going to get away with, using other people's identity, like stolen identity and all kind of scams. Mainly if your name is already a big name, a celebrity name. So hopefully, again, like I said, for Casanovas, hopefully you could get you a high-powered attorney and beat this case. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds like when the feds come in to get you, like, they have some concrete evidence, And a lot of artists, I guess, they're desperate right now and doing different things. And you might think that the government is not paying attention because they're too busy dealing with this pandemic or whatever the situation is. But don't be fooled by that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be fooled by the pandemic that, that the government is not on top of their game, or they're not going to catch up to the people who applying for stuff that they're not supposed to have. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm somebody that, they turned me down, and I think I really should qualify compared to the people that are getting the money. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all take it easy out there. It ain't nothing wrong with, staying home and, just maintain your rent or your mortgage or whatever the situation is, and live like a regular lifestyle for a little while until things clear up. So, peace, I don't want to make this long. Again, Herbo, I hope you get you a good attorney and beat this case, and let's find out, what's going on, because we really can't believe this, with all these rappers is falling apart like this.